This is News 3 Now at 10.
Well, thanks for joining us. Charlotte is off tonight. Multiple cases of coronavirus have been linked to a sports tournament facility in Wisconsin Dells. Adam Duxter joins us now with how emails are providing a closer look at the timeline of cases. Adam?
Well, Eric, we first learned about the possible cases of coronavirus linked to Just a Game Fieldhouse earlier this week. And although the Fieldhouse's owner originally denied the claims, documents provided to News 3 Now show multiple people were aware. Two volleyball tournaments scheduled for tonight at Just a Game Fieldhouse in the Wisconsin Dells, bringing in players from throughout the state. It's been the norm for the Fieldhouse, which has multiple events scheduled for the next week. But tonight, top health officials for the state say it's not advised.
It's really, really important that people, strongly consider, perhaps not participating in those types of events.
Tonight, a concerned coach is sharing these documents she was sent last month. One, an email from the Fieldhouse's owner to 24 coaches in total, warning them at least one player who had been in and out of the building multiple times during the tournament was positive for COVID. The other from a Sauk County health official, saying two more players had tested positive near that time. Just a Game owner Kyler Royston declined an interview, but says the schedule will continue as normal for now.
It's not something that we advise at this time, but we understand that people, do continue to do it, and it is something that we really, believe is not advisable.
The Just a Game website says fans won't be charged admission for safety reasons. In all players are made to sign a liability waiver, including warnings about illness. Columbia County health officials declined to return any of our calls over the last 2 days regarding possible case spread. In the email Royston sent to the coaches, he added the gym would begin requiring spectators to wear a mask, but those rules wouldn't apply to players, coaches, or officials.
Adam, thank you. There were more than 970 new cases statewide confirmed since yesterday afternoon. That brings the total number of cases to over 59,000. There were also a dozen more deaths reported today as we near the 1,000 death mark in Wisconsin. Over the past 24 hours, more than 14,000 people were tested. About 7% came back positive, up 2 percentage points compared to yesterday. A new list finds the United States as one of the worst performing countries at dealing with the pandemic. Foreign Policy magazine released the COVID-19 Global Response Index this week. Out of 36 countries, the U.S. landed in 31st place. New Zealand came in at the top of the index with China at the very bottom. The U.S. is approaching 5 million confirmed cases, which is about 1 in every 4 cases worldwide. Today, California became the third state to see more than 10,000 deaths after New York and New Jersey. New York's transmission rate has fallen so dramatically that Governor Andrew Cuomo says schools will now be allowed to reopen for in-person classes this fall. But on Friday, the U.S. Surgeon General warned that until there's a vaccine, hand washing, social distancing, and masks are the only way to avoid more restrictions.
The metrics are starting to trend in a bad direction, but we still have time to turn it around.
A new Gallup poll finds most Americans say they routinely use masks indoors, but fewer than half say they wear them outdoors when they can't socially distance. Staying safely apart may be a challenge this weekend as well. In Sturgis, South Dakota, up to 250,000 bikers are expected at the small city's 80th annual motorcycle rally. Getting a look outside tonight, a nice Friday evening with some warm weather on the way for the weekend. Let's go to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti and our first warm forecast.
The days of the pleasantly warm and not too humid pattern starting to give way to more summer-like weather this weekend. Time lapse from the WISC Skycam. You can see clear skies this morning with a beautiful sunrise just after 6:30, and then a few clouds popped up this afternoon, and then boom, skies cleared out again as we headed towards sunset. Things are very quiet across much of the Midwest. There are some thunderstorms up in northern Minnesota where a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect, but those have not been able to develop farther south, even toward the Twin Cities. Most of those storms will stay well to our north tonight. High temperatures today we're in the lower to middle 80s across southern Wisconsin. A little cooler closer to Lake Michigan, Milwaukee at 78 degrees for the high, and you can see temperatures right now in the lower to middle 70s from Madison westward, upper 60s to the east, and dew point temperatures starting to climb into the mid 60s closer to the Mississippi River. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will drop into the middle 60s. Look for just a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm late tonight through the day tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll see partly sunny skies and a high of 86 tomorrow. It'll feel more like 90 with the humidity, and some thunderstorms and warm and humid weather in the forecast for Sunday. I'll have more details and weather in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. New at 10, police say an occupied business and vehicle were hit by stray bullets bullets tonight. They received multiple calls about the occupants of two vehicles shooting at each other while driving west on Milwaukee Street tonight. One of the stray bullets went through the windshield of an uninvolved occupied car and missed the driver by just a few inches. Several shell casings were discovered at 3 separate scenes. No injuries were reported. Multiple challenges have been filed against rapper Kanye West's bid to get on the November presidential ballot in Wisconsin. According to documents, the challengers say his name should not be on the ballot for multiple reasons. He failed to include his real address and because he didn't meet the filing deadline. State Democrats have blamed Republicans and Trump operatives of helping Kanye West get on the ballot here. Attorney Lane Rulin, who works for the president, submitted the papers for West earlier this week here in Madison. With Joe Biden no longer coming to Milwaukee for the 2020 Democratic National Convention, there's a renewed push to have Milwaukee city and business leaders try to land the event again in 2024. Milwaukee was able to beat out major cities like Houston and Miami to host this year's convention. Some believe that has helped build the city's profile, but the political landscape and significance of the state may look very different in 4 years and may put other states ahead in consideration for hosting. President Trump held a news conference from his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, where he announced he plans to take executive action on payroll taxes and other priorities after both sides failed to reach a deal on COVID relief. White House negotiators and Democratic leaders called the outcome of today's nearly 3-hour-long meeting disappointing. Skylar Henry at the White House with more.
President Trump said he's ready to take executive action after negotiations on a coronavirus spending bill broke down Friday.
Could be by the end of the week. They're being drawn by the lawyers right now. They work very nicely. It would be nice to be able to do it with the Democrats.
The president says he has executive orders ready to go to address evictions, unemployment insurance, and student loans. Democratic leaders say executive orders are insufficient in meeting the needs of the pandemic.
It doesn't cover opening of schools. It doesn't cover testing. It doesn't cover dealing with rental assistance. It doesn't cover elections. It doesn't cover so many things. There's a long list. I could go on and on and on.
The bill's overall price tag is the biggest sticking point. The White House started at $1 trillion, with Democrats wanting a $3.4 trillion package. The House Speaker says so far the White House has rebuffed her offer to remove $1 trillion from the Democrats' proposals if Republicans agree to add $1 trillion to theirs.
They can't come up with any significant cuts in their bill. What they want is a $2.5 trillion blank check.
I've told them, come back when you are ready to give us a higher number.
More than 30 million Americans are out of work, and many say they don't know how they'll make ends meet without the extra federal spending on unemployment. The Small Business Paycheck Protection Program, which is designed to keep employees on the payroll, is set to expire on Saturday. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Canada tonight says it'll slap retaliatory tariffs on $2.7 billion worth of U.S. goods. That's the latest development in a new trade feud sparked by President Trump earlier this week. While giving a speech yesterday at a Whirlpool manufacturing plant in Ohio, the president announced he had signed a proclamation reimposing 10% tariffs on aluminum imports from Canada that had been lifted more than a year earlier. The Madison Police Department says it's looking for the driver of an SUV involved in this T-bone crash last night on East Wash. Happened at the intersection with Oak Street a little after 7 o'clock. Police say 4 people were hurt, including one of them who is in critical condition. They say the driver of the SUV took off running before police arrived. New tonight, a Hennepin County, Minnesota judge has ordered the public release of body camera video from the night George Floyd was killed. The decision comes after several state and national media outlets sued to have it released. The judge's order didn't elaborate on the rationale for his ruling, nor how or when the footage would be made public. The City of Milwaukee Police Department has a new leader tonight. Assistant Chief Michael Brunson sworn in this morning as acting chief after the Milwaukee Fire and Police Commission voted to demote Alfonso Morales from chief to captain last night. Brunson, who's been on the force there since '95, was promoted to assistant chief of the Patrol Bureau 2 years ago. Before that, he was an inspector in the Neighborhood Patrol Bureau and commander of the Internal Affairs Division. Now, today, the Milwaukee Police Association released a statement in support of the former police chief a day after his demotion. The association said said the FPC has, quote, failed Milwaukee in so many ways and has taken down a great man for what they say is a game. Beloit Police Chief Dave Zabolski, one of 3 finalists for the police chief position out in Fargo, North Dakota. According to local news outlets in Fargo, Chief Zabolski has accepted an invitation to the multi-day in-person interview process starting on August 20th. Zabolski first started as police chief in Beloit in 2015. This weekend, crews are expected to recover the remains of a construction worker trapped in rubble in New Orleans. 36-year-old Quinion Wimberly and 63-year-old Jose Ponce Areola were killed in the Hard Rock Hotel collapse in October last year. Their bodies have been buried in the rubble ever since. Today, crews were sawing and cutting through debris, hoping they'll recover Wimberly's body by tomorrow.
There'll be no more crying. After 10 long months, it will finally come to an end as far as he being in the building, but in my heart, it will never end. He was my baby.
Officials have not said when they expect to recover the body of Areola. Still to come tonight, your updated weekend forecast with the latest on some rain chances. But first, a local convenience store Quick Trip looking to hire some 3,000 new workers. That story is next.
For your kitchen now at the Brothers Maine Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale. You'll get big savings from Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid. And you'll get the joy of showing off those amazing brands with a risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. Get 100% confidence in your purchase only at the Moore Store. The Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale with more selection, more savings, and lots more fun showing off your beautiful new kitchen. Now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Shop Steinhoffel's largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses under one roof. Right now, save 35% or more on our best-selling brands. Get your choice king recliner or Gifford sofa from Lane, now $5.99. Or this solid wood dining table, now $7.99. Save big on American-made solid wood bedroom sets from Daniels Amish and Whitmer. And get great deals on all of our top mattress brands. Shop Steinhoffel's and get the best deals on the best brands in-store and online at steinhoffels.com.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. Not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is. And I did this to my father. We were at home. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is wholly words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Dear Summer, how do I make the most of you? Do I kick back and relax? Or climb new mountains? I could go and get dirty. Or switch into new lanes. One thing's for sure, it's gonna be great. Can't wait. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2020 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota.
New, old, or coming soon, there's something for everyone streaming this weekend, and we'll share a few of the best, including Will Loper's picks. Plus, we're tracking some storm chances this weekend, Saturday morning, when we see you at 5 and 8.
Sponsored by Clean Lakes Alliance's Lake Forecast Monitoring app. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
New tonight, Quick Trip announced its third ever company-wide open interview day will be held Wednesday, August 12th. A news release says the company is looking to hire more than 3,000 people for either full or part-time employment. Is planning in-person interviews with social distancing and face masks. Anyone 16 or older can go to any Quick Trip store from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Again, that's August 12th. for an interview. The CDC, several states, and the FDA continue to investigate a multi-state outbreak of salmonella infections linked to onions. Nearly 250 new cases of illnesses have been reported in the last week, including 7 here in Wisconsin. In total, there have been around 650 cases of illnesses, 85 hospitalizations. According to the FDA, all varieties of these onions that could come in contact with the potentially contaminated onions have been recalled. They were distributed to wholesalers, restaurants, and retail stores in all 50 states. Beloit College announced this week that students will not have to pay tuition for their 9th and 10th semesters if they are enrolled full-time during the upcoming school year. The announcement is part of the school's Beloit Action Plan that was put in place to help ease the financial burdens many students are facing due to the pandemic. City of Monona hoping to make voting absentee a little easier for its residents. It has installed a new drive-up ballot drop-off box at City Hall. The city clerk says they knew the number of ballots coming in, specifically by mail, would be going up, so they wanted to give people a place where they could turn them in while still avoiding contact with anyone. The clerk says they purchased it specifically because of COVID-19, but they will have it available for every election going forward. It is available 24/7. U.S. Postmaster General says election mail will not be slowed down during the pandemic. It comes as President Trump continues to attack the Postal Service. The president says USPS will be unable to handle the anticipated high numbers of mail-in ballots, but Postmaster General Louis DeJoy reassured the Postal Service Board of Governors in a conference call today.
We will do everything we can to deliver election mail in a timely manner consistent with our operational standards. Despite any assertions to the contrary, we are not slowing down election mail or any other mail. Instead, we continue to employ a robust and proven process to ensure proper handling of all election mail.
DeJoy is a longtime Trump ally and fundraiser. His commitment echoes the agency's stance earlier this week that it has the capacity to handle the added volume of mail-in ballots this November. Local distilleries have been producing hand sanitizer since the shortage of it at the beginning of the pandemic, but now some of that demand for sanitizer is drying up a bit. While area distilleries say they gave a lot of it away to help the community and sold enough to keep the lights on, it did help them get through the toughest part of the pandemic when normal sales were down. Now places like Old Sugar Distillery in downtown Madison say spirit sales are going up again. At the same time, they are able to reopen their patio to cocktail sales on weekends. Before that, they say the hand sanitizer really helped them hang on and figure out what to do next.
Oh, at first it was gangbusters. We sold, 3-4 pallets of it. And now that's just slowed down a little bit. So now it's going out, but not as fast as it was in the beginning.
Other distilleries such as Yahara Bay and State Line Distillery haven't been able to reopen tasting rooms to the public just yet. CEO of Delta Airlines says the carrier has banned well over 100 people for refusing to wear masks on flights. Passengers can't get on board without a facial covering, but some people refuse to keep them on during flights. He says that has caused disruptions, forced at least one plane to actually return to the gate. The CEO says people who refuse to wear masks will also be banned from booking any future flights on Delta. Amazon deforestation in Brazil has risen by 34% in the last year. The National Institute for Spatial Research says between August of last year and this most recent July of 2020, more than 3,500 square miles of forest were cut down. That represents an area 7 times the size of Los Angeles. In May, Brazil's federal government launched Operation Green Brazil 2. That's a military mission headed by the vice president of Brazil to curb illegal deforestation. Well, we might be feeling a little tropical weather coming our way this weekend. Gary joins the First Warn forecast. Gary?
Yeah, the heat and humidity will be up, and it'll be a nice weekend to be out on the lakes, at least to beat the heat for a little while. Our Madison Lakes forecast shows yellow conditions on Lake Mendota and Lake Monona. We have Marshall Beach closed on Lake Mendota because of high algae counts, and Esther Beach on Lake Monona. On Waubesa and Wingra, all lakes are open. For the latest beach conditions, you can go to lakeforecast.org. As far as the weather forecast, for tomorrow, look for a high of 86, just a slight chance for a shower or a thunderstorm. Most of the day, if not all of the day, it should be dry. The humidity levels will be up. But for Sunday, we'll see a little better chance for some scattered showers or thunderstorms. That'll be a day to keep a weather radio handy, or at least keep an eye on the forecast before you head out on the lake, and be prepared to get off the lake if thunderstorms approach. Tonight, all the thunderstorms are up in northern Minnesota, where there has been some severe weather, but the storms have really had a hard time developing farther south. There's a severe thunderstorm watch into the Twin Cities metro area until 1 a.m., but but those storms just have not been able to get that far south. I think if we see more development, they'll stay in northern Wisconsin tonight and bypass us to the north. Now, for tomorrow, the severe weather threat shifts farther to the west into parts of Nebraska and South Dakota. And then on Sunday, you can see the severe weather threat returns to much of Minnesota, northwestern Wisconsin. And now looks by the time those storms get to us later Sunday night, they'll weaken a little bit. So hopefully that will keep this severe weather threat farther to our north and to our west. And so as we take a look at three things you need to know in the forecast, as far as the heat and humidity, that definitely will be back. Highs mid to upper 80s for tomorrow and Sunday. Dew point temperatures in the 70s, so you'll certainly feel the humidity. There'll be chances of thunderstorms this weekend, but also plenty of dry hours as well. So don't look for a complete washout. High temperatures today into the 90s across parts of the western plains all the way up to the U.S.-Canadian border. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s to our west, lower 80s across Wisconsin. Those mid to upper 80s are heading in our direction. Jet stream has now become a little more flattened out west to east and eventually southwesterly to our south and west. So that will start to bring in a little bit more moisture as we head toward the weekend. And again, the humidity levels will increase, but the warm mid-levels of the atmosphere may act as a cap to keep thunderstorms from developing. And that's what you're seeing in this area here. Every once in a while, you get a storm that can kind of break through, and you get a lot of brief heavy rain as they move through. Same thing in northern Minnesota, but in between, not much in the way of thunderstorm development. There's a cold front to the west and a warm front just out to our west. On the other side of that warm front, that's where the humidity levels are higher. Temperatures right now, 60s and 70s in Wisconsin, 70s to around 80 to the west, but notice the dew point temperatures well into the 70s over western Minnesota and western Iowa. Tomorrow, look for a high of 86 degrees, just a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm, but when you factor in the humidity, you'll feel more like about 90 degrees. On future track, temperatures drop into the mid-60s overnight, just a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm tonight, and during the day tomorrow, the latest computer model tried to put a little more rain in there, but I think just chances for thunderstorms through tomorrow night and into Sunday. Sunday's high temperatures in the upper 80s. Rainfall amounts spotty. Some areas could pick up over an inch of rain. Other areas may pick up less than a quarter of an inch of rain through Monday. 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures drop off a little bit into the low to mid 80s for next week, but the humidity levels drop. There'll be a weather front just to our south, just close enough to give us a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm. So I can't just say it'll be dry, but for the most part, I wouldn't be surprised if any one of those days, if not all of them, are dry. So it's just kind of a wait and see attitude.
That's not much in Madison. You had 1200s or whatever, but people are really hoping for a little more. It's getting dry out there.
Right. I mean, there'll be places that could pick up an inch or two and other areas that miss out almost altogether.
All right, Gary, thank you. Just had sports. Brewers back at home in some trouble early. How a big inning from the Reds kept the crew winless at Miller Park. Saxon next with sports.
Center field, Campbell. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Pick and Save, we give you more ways to save on the fresh you love, like the Pick and Save app. It combines personalized coupons, fuel points, and weekly sales for the best deals. From meat to fruits and veggies to milk to whatever is in that. We've always given you more ways to save, and now those savings are even better than ever. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
If someone came to you and asked, what are you invested in? Would your answer be about mutual funds and money markets? Or would it be mutual relationships and farmers markets? Maybe both. At Thrivent, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. And with the right guidance, it can afford you a life rich in meaning and gratitude. By gaining financial clarity today, you can thrive with purpose tomorrow. To learn more, text THRIVE to 484848 or visit Thrivent.com.
Do you know with Spectrum Mobile, you can talk and text as much as you want for free? I can afford that. There are no surprise taxes or fees. Even better. And plans start at $14 a month. $14? I spent $14 on this cup of coffee.
That's a lot for a cup of coffee.
Well, it's got 6 shots of espresso, so.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm a go-getter. I got big plans for this place. I'm going to repaint something softer. It's too bright. I'm going to revarnish this table. You want some sandwiches? I'm going to make you some sandwiches.
With plans from $14 a month and no surprise taxes or fees. Get Spectrum Mobile.
I'm making sandwiches and I'm sweeping.
TSR Concrete Coatings is the nation's largest residential concrete coating company, proudly serving homeowners throughout Wisconsin. Our coatings are 4 times stronger than regular epoxy and won't chip, crack, or peel. They're impact resistant and UV stable. Our unique process begins with a base coat to seal cracks and level the surface, then flakes in the color pattern of your choice. A top coat is applied for a durable, finished floor that can be installed in as little as 1 day. Act now to save 15% on your concrete coating project. Ask about 12 months, same as cash financing. TSR Nation is growing by the day with satisfied customers throughout Wisconsin, and we want you to be a part of it. As a special bonus, call during this program and receive a free TSR swag pack with your concrete coating project. Call 1-800-886-8411. That's 1-800-886-8411.
Garver. Garver.
Gathering. Gathering.
Garver.
Gathering.
Garv.
Garvering.
A socially responsible gathering where a maximum of 250 people enjoy thirst-quenching drinks, delicious food, and the arts in a safe, clean, and touchless outdoor environment. Let's go garvering. Visit thegarverfeedmill.com for dates and details starting June 11th.
Brought to you by News 3 Now, Madison Magazine, and the Garver Feed Mill.
After a successful 2-game road trip to the Windy City, the Brewers returned to Miller Park looking for their first win in Milwaukee this season. And the odds were in their favor. The Reds have struggled to score lately. They entered having not scored a run in 23 innings. Now, the streak got to 24, but the Reds ended it in a big way. Cincy hung 6 runs on the board in the 2nd inning, 3 of them from Matt Davidson with 1 swing. 8th inning now, it's 8-1, and Christian Yelich takes out some of his frustration. His 3rd homer of the season. Remember, he's got just 5 hits. Brewers fall 8-3. As soon as Zadarius Smith stepped foot in Green Bay, he changed the culture of the Packers defense with his words in the locker room and his actions on the field. And then as a unit from day one, they followed his lead as a captain. And that role, along with his energy, is something that Smith plans to bring to the franchise for a very long time.
When I first got here, Coach was like, we're going to need you to be a leader and a captain. And one of the things that I told him, man, when I first stepped in the door, like, Coach, I'm all about being a captain and help leading this team. That's something that we harped on as leadership and being a captain and just bringing that energy. And as you can see, man, I've been bringing it since day one, and I'm going to continue to do it, man, until I retire here.
It took the Bucs 2 games longer than they probably would have liked to clinch the top seed in the Eastern Conference, but they did it. For the 2nd straight year, it's Milwaukee with the top spot in the East. So now we can start looking at who's their biggest challenge. Is it the Raptors? How about the Heat? What about the Celtics? None of the above in Giannis's mind. The MVP says the Bucs' biggest challenge to get to the finals is themselves.
Probably the biggest challenge for us is ourselves. You know, it's how we gonna play, how hard we gonna play, how we gonna play for one another, are we gonna defend hard, are we gonna be able to rebound the ball, are we gonna make that extra effort, are we gonna dive on the floor? It's all about us. It's all about us.
The UW women's soccer team is coming off back-to-back seasons of reaching the Sweet 16. So now that becomes the expectation. But this year, the Badgers aren't thinking about the end game. In fact, they're not even thinking about their first game, because they don't know when that will be or if it will happen. What they do know, they're 5 practices in and living in the moment.
We have to be in the now. We can't be looking to the future, and that's one way that we deal with it. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it's, you know, something that our team can kind of move forward with right now. We talked about being able to turn and pivot on a dime if we have to, and that's what we're going to do. So, but we live in the possibility that we're going to be on the field September 6th, 15th, or 21st.
And don't forget, tomorrow night you can watch Forward Madison's match against Richmond on TVW starting at 5:30. The Flamingos looking for that first win of the season. We're back after this.
You ever seen damage just disappear? Well, you're in luck. Act now. Maaco is offering their best price guarantee. Uh-oh, better get Maaco.
The
Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days. Now through August 16th, Rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $75 spent in store, redeemable just like cash, August 20th to the 30th. Start earning today with great deals like a free $10 gift card with every $50 you spend on Purina products, $5 off Farm and Fleet Platinum Automotive batteries, and these work boots are $80 off. Not a Rewards member? Sign up today and start earning Blaine's Bucks now to spend later just like cash.
Dreaming of custom furniture, but you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months? Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Hercules. I have been expecting you.
Aha! And I brought you a gift so you can fight properly. Red Bull.
Oh!
How
nice. Of you.
But also
rather
stupid.
Mine.
Mine.
No, mine.
No, mine. Mine. Red Bull gives you wings.
Aloha, I'm Gary Canolti, inviting News 3 Now viewers to join me on a fabulous tour to the Hawaiian Islands, October 14th to the 23rd. Spend 3 nights on Oahu near famous Waikiki Beach, 2 nights on the scenic Garden Isle of Kauai, and 3 nights on Kanapali Beach in Maui. Enjoy a Polynesian luau with traditional food and dance, and visit the Maui Tropical Plantation. All airfare, deluxe resorts, and more included. For more information, call Holiday Vacations at 1-800-826-2266.
You ever seen damage just disappear? Well, you're in luck. Act now. Mako is offering their best price guarantee. Uh-oh, better get Mako.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Shopco Optical.
And Gary's back. One final check of the weekend forecast.
Still pretty comfortable out there right now. Temperatures are in the low to mid 70s, a few places in the upper 60s. Dew point temperatures starting to climb now in the lower 60s here in Madison. Look for a high of 86 tomorrow. Heat index will be around 90. Just a slight chance for a thunderstorm during the day. A little better chance Sunday into Sunday night. And then temperatures a little cooler next week, but still a slight chance for a thunderstorm most days.
All right, Gary, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend, everybody.